Welcome to Femur Lockpicking and Lock Sport. Today we're going to talk wafer locks. What are wafer locks? Well, there's all these sort of locks. So you've got your window locks, that's a wafer lock. Another window lock. You've got your cabinet locks. You've got your filing cabinet locks. So let's have a look at what a wafer lock is. So locks are usually held in by a last retaining wafer at the back. So usually you just got to press that in and you can pull the whole thing out. Now these little jumpies that you just saw are the wafers. That's the wafers. And when you see a wafer lock that has a cutout in the wafer, which I shall show you on this one, no, this one, yes. See the notch at the first wafer? Let's have a look. Right there, that one there. There's a notch cut out of it. That signifies that it is master wafered. So when you see the notch, you know that you might have a master wafer key on you and you don't know it. This one also has a notch. So let's have a look. So they come out like so. But you've got to be very careful. See that tiny little spring? Yeah, it is tiny. You don't want to lose it. Now sometimes wafer locks you have to pick them from the bottom and the top of the lock. Now there's three ways you can pick a wafer lock. You can rake it, you can single wafer pick it, or you can overlift it. Now overlifting involves using something like this that goes in there and you overlift and then you can turn. Now only certain locks will let you overlift. Some will, some won't. Let's find the right hole. This one came out of the correct orientation, which is that one there. So some locks will, some locks won't. Now you can always tell which way these go in because the little try and grab it again. The little nib on the side is where the spring is, and the hole is where the spring lives. So you get your orientation correct that way. Now let's have some fun. Now I traditionally am pretty unskilled at trying to single wafer pick a wafer lock. But there's other ways. So this is a locked up window lock and we're going to use the overlift method on this one. So we go in. So you've got to rock and roll it because you've got to get it through all those little rectangles. So in, out, because don't forget they're all up and down. So you just give it a little rock and roll to get it in. So, and wafers are a lot more delicate than pin tumblers, so you got to be a little bit more careful that you don't damage a wafer, which is why you rake them gently, and that is open. So that's the overlift. Now the raking method, so this one is locked up. That nib stops that from turning this as a window lock. out which way it turns. Just not being familiar with the lock, we don't know. Okay, alright, don't have a key for that. So we shall just go up. I like to use a wave rake, a worm rake. A worm was my favourite. I had a homemade worm that I made out of a wiper blade, and it worked wonderfully on Wafer Locks, and then I lost it. So this is one that I brought from Floor Lock Tools, which is one of the squintoid ones, and we have that open. That nib is now moved, and we can open that lock. Cabinet locks can be a little bit different. This one is a little bit different. So I have not been able to, I've been playing with these all morning, I have not been able to rake these open at all. I've had to single wafer pick it, which is really unusual for me because I struggle with single pin wafer picking, or single wafer pin picking, however it's called, whatever it's called. Let's try and get the tension wrench in there first. It is locked up. So it's about being gentle tension and gentle lifting. Because some will need to be lifted, some won't need to be lifted. There's like not many cuts in a wafer. So I think they've got like 4 different heights they can be, and so you will get repetitive wafers. So you'll get a 1, 3, 2, 2, 4. There will always be a repeated number wafer. Wafers usually come with numbers on them, so you can tell which one's which. Some don't. And as you can see, it's a lot longer for me to try and single wafer pick these. If I can pick it at all, that would be the question. But that's the challenge I've set myself with this little wafer lock display, is to try and single wafer pick at least one of these locks, because that is something I'm not good at. Ouch, hit the camera, and I need to practice. And I felt it go, and we have it. Oh, not fully open. Did you hear that? That just went crunch and stopped, so that's still not fully open. Wonderful. We need to pick it again. If we can get the tension wrench to stay in, would be good. I'll try. I'm getting bound up on the tension wrench because the tension wrench is in the wrong spot. So let's move the tension wrench. And we have that fully open now. So that's your wafer locks. Yeah, there's lots of different kinds. They're fun to play with. Different methods to pick them and to get them open. These I have made out of broken picks. So just fold it down to the thickness that I need to get in between the wafers. On these sort of locks, you can do the overlift. This was the first one I ever made, and you've just got to do the rock and roll and be gentle as you're going in, because you don't want to cause any damage to the wafers. So it can be a little fiddly. Just get the right size one of these, just slowly file it until you can get it to go. But it's not going today, so shall we fight with it? No, we're not. I've already had it in once this morning, so I'm not going to fight with it again. But that's it. That is wafer lock picking. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay legal. Temptation is everywhere.